Shalom, shalom, shalom. Before I get this lesson started, I want to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakodash, and double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone, of whom I learned from, and shalom to the hopeful elect men taking this truth to the four corners of the earth, bidding the hopeful elect to the marriage supper of the Lamb, who is Yahweh Shai. This is your brother Adah with another alarm. This is more, we're going to do this. I'm going to get some precepts going into an attitude that I believe we got to start developing. The more older and mature brothers, I'm sure you guys have been developing this, but this is something that the Spirit keeps bringing into my spirit to develop a martyrdom type spirit concerning Jacob's trouble, like not a suicidal attitude, but a righteous, balanced expectancy of dying, looking at Jacob's trouble as what it is. It is the straight gate. It's the trial by fire. It's the last purifying fire that purifies the gold. Let me pull up something. Let me see if I can find something real quick. How is gold purified? How is gold purified? Let me see. Two methods are commonly employed by purification: the Miller process and the Wohlwill process. The Miller process is based on the fact that virtually all the impurities present in gold combine with gaseous chlorine more readily than gold does at temperature equal to or greater than the melting point of gold. So fire, heat, right? How is gold purified by fire? The value of gold is most realized when gold is pure, so the goldsmith has to refine the ore. Gold melts at around 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit. Gold is very dense, so the impurities tend to come to the surface as the gold melts down. Those impurities are then scraped off and the gold is cooled. So this is a process that is something that we are likened unto, right? The Most High calls us silver and gold. At one time, I believe there's a precept in prophecy where it says that we have become reprobate silver, and now we're in the process of being purified in Jacob's trouble. This is a new law that Esau has written. Check this out, man, about pretty much Americans being set up by the government to get killed whenever they need to get involved with the officers and stuff, the police.
Hey, come see us on tour. We're going to be in Los Angeles, Columbus, Ohio, Dayton, Cleveland, Cincinnati, Lexington, Kentucky, Burbank, California, and Honolulu. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets. So, just to let you know, this is real. The Defense Department, with a stroke of the pen, has quietly codified its right to deploy a lethal force against its own citizens. Now, I always thought that was against the law. I'm going to show you it in a second, but I think it's called the Kami Positatis or something. I don't know how to say those.
Posse
Comitatus. That's it.
The Kami Posse. It should be that.
It should be that.
Posse Comitatus Act.
The Kami Positatis.
The Kami Positatis.
It's like a Kami Positatis.
This part kind of pissed me off because the subject matter they are covering is extremely serious, and these dudes are just fucking joking around right here. And I remember the thought crossed my mind: these bastards aren't going to be laughing when this stuff hits, when this SHIT hits the fan. These motherfuckers right here ain't going to be giggling, because eventually this entire situation is going to get very serious, and the scriptures say prophetically, man's hearts are going to fail them for fear of what's coming upon the earth. And these fuckers are laughing. And they're not laughing from a perspective of understanding prophecy. They're just being silly. I'll let it continue.
Over in Italy. This is not a drill. The reissue of Directive 52410.01 is a declaration of intent. The military is an entity designed for external enemies, now turns its gaze inward, poised to act with deadly precision when the inevitable clash of wills erupts. This is design. They anticipate conflict, and their anticipation, they prepare the battlefield, our streets, our homes, our lives, and they will strike with the full force of war machine built to crush foreign adversaries, but now aligned to dismantle internal dissent. Do you think I'm making this up?
No, I think it's what we do around the world, and they're just going to do it to us. So all the CIA handbook of how to screw up a country, they're going to use it on us now.
Listen to what he just said. I'm going to rewind that about 3 times because this is coming out of his own mouth. He is acknowledging this, right? This is an Edomite who thinks he's separated from his own government, and he's not. He's just as guilty as them. Listen to this.
All it is. It's real dark. When people see how dark it is, they're going to be like, wow, I can't believe we were doing that to other countries. They're going to do it to you now. Of how to screw up a country, they're going to use it on
dissent. Do you think I'm making this up?
No, I think it's what we do around the world, and they're just going to do it to us. So all the CIA handbook of how to screw up a country, they're going to use it on us now. That's all it is. It's real dark. When people...
Do you think I'm making this up?
No, I think it's what we do around the world, and they're just going to do it to us. So all the CIA handbook of how to screw up a country, they're going to use it on us now. That's all it is. It's real dark.
Do you think I'm making this up?
No, I think it's what we do around the world, and they're just going to do it to us. So all the CIA handbook of how to screw up a country, they're going to use it on us now. That's all it is. It's real dark. When people see how dark it is, they're going to be like, wow, I can't believe we were doing that to other countries. They're going to do it to you now.
The facade of representative government crumbles as the state arms itself with not just with weapons, but with the legal and bureaucratic tools to enact violence under the guise of order. What was once unthinkable is now written, approved, and ready to be executed. This is not preparation for defense. This is preparation for domination. Be warned, when the state moves in silence, it's because it expects resistance. Martial law was always the goal. So this is it. It's from the Department of Defense, the DoD Directive 524.
Martial law was always the goal. Martial law has always been in prophecy. 2 Ezra 15:17, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able.
240.01, Department of Defense Intelligence and Intelligence-related activities, and Defense Intelligence Component assistance to law enforcement agencies.
Finally.
And what is this from? This is from September 27th, 2024.
Well, January 6th, Jimmy, I'm sure it's justified.
Oh, January.
I want to just clear up your misinformation, Jimmy. It doesn't say that in literal words. It just has a loophole where they can do that, and they probably won't, right? They're not going to use a legal loophole to do something crazy.
So here it is, all the levels of authority, and I'm going to highlight this for you right here. Assistance in responding with assets with potential for lethality. So what that means is they're going to kill the military will now has the right to kill American citizens. That's what that is.
Finally.
Assistance in responding with assets with potential for lethality, or any situation in which it is reasonably foreseeable that providing the requested assistance may involve the use of that is likely to result in lethal force.
So what does this sound like? It sounds like exactly like this. Woe unto the inhabitants of the earth, for Satan knows. Woe unto the inhabitants of the earth, because Satan knows. Watch. Revelations 12:12. And so we know that this Satan that is speaking about, okay, so Revelations 12:12, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and you that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth, into the sea for the devil. This devil and Satan is talking about Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, because you see the laws being written. You see the encompassing, the surrounding, to encompass, to surround, that the wicked elite are doing to America. And how are they surrounding America? They're cutting off the food supply. They're poisoning the water. They're blowing up all these food processing plants. They're raising the price of property and housing, where it's almost impossible, where everyone's just going to be renting. Tons of industrial plants are shutting down. All types of businesses are closing their doors. Jobs are becoming more scarce. Everything's increasing. It's getting more and more controlled. Everything's getting more and more controlled. So what Esau at the top is doing is he's surrounding America. That's the way in the old world, in the ancient world, when you wanted to overtake a city, you would surround that city with your army, and you would prevent the in and out go of resources. And you would wait it out months and months and months, sometimes even years, until that city that was surrounded became so weak and so fragile from within, they would start to destroy themselves from within, or they would surrender, or they would be weak enough where the army on the outside could come in and completely overthrow them. And that's what's happening with America. It's all prophetic, right? So Revelations 12:12, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is coming down unto you, having great wrath, because he knows that he has but a short time. Talking about the rulership. Esau, Edom, the upper echelons, the Chaldeans on the left-hand side, they can tell by the way the demonic spirits that they speak to, that they can't hear from as much, they know that their time's over. It's come to an end. So I'm going to let a little bit more of this play, and I'm going to get some more precepts and go into what I'm really trying to talk about.
So,
assets is really scary.
Assets.
That could mean a lot of stuff. Assets means a lot.
Including death or serious bodily injury. It also includes all support to civilian law enforcement officials in situations where a confrontation between civilian law enforcement and civilian individuals or groups is reasonably anticipated.
Mm-hmm.
So Esau is gearing up to sharpen his sword, and yes, Egyptian is going to be against Egyptian, but a lot of the 2/3, the Israelites are going to be the focus of all this. And they're going to be also coming, and some of the elect will get caught up in this because it's prophecy, you guys. And that's where I wanted to go with this. Let me see if I can find this last part, and then I'm gonna pull two other elders that are in GMS from messages today that said what I want to speak on, and then we'll be done.
What it is. Now, it's not a law. It's a DOD directive. So this is, the administrative state where they take over. They don't pass laws. They are laws unto themselves. Go to the next one if you can, because this is what they're talking about. And I went and I read this secondly, and it talks about a reissued DOD directive that was reissued just on September 27th, 2024. It governs the Department of Defense intelligence activities and now includes provisions authorizing lethal force in certain circumstances. And it supplants the 2016 version, which did not mention that. So I read all of this, too, which is someone else's analysis. I said, okay, this sounds even more troubling. I want to go look at the document itself. And so go to the next one. I actually went and looked at the DOD directive. It's DOD Directive 5240.01. Now go to the next one. I'm just going to get to this really quick so I can just show people this is on their own website. Now this is Section 3 of that directive. Assistance to law enforcement agencies and other civil authorities. Now go to the next one. Now this is levels of authority. This is
there it is. May provide.
Defense intelligence components may provide personnel to assist a federal department or agency, including a federal law enforcement agency or a state or local law enforcement agency, when lives are in danger, in response to such a request for such assistance in accordance with the following approval authorities. Now here are the authorities. I'm sorry to get so far into the woods here, but go to the next one. Responding with assets with potential for lethality, and I underlined this, I highlighted it, or any situation where it is reasonably foreseeable that providing the requested assistance may involve the use of force that is likely to result in lethal force including death or serious bodily injury. I'm sorry to bog the discussion down with that talk about, but I really wanted to.
All right, I'm going to stop it there. I let all that play to go into what I want to talk about. We understand through prophecy that the Most High judges. He judges with the sword. He judges with famine. He judges with teeth of wild beasts. And he judges with pestilence. Those are pretty much the four main ways. The sword, famine, pestilence, which is disease and sickness. Famine is starvation. The sword is murder, death, weapons, guns, getting chopped up, in pieces by a hatchet or a fucking sword. Bioweapons. And then the ultimate one, which is the atomic ICBM missile, right? And then teeth of wild beasts, fucking sharks, tigers, bears, dogs, snakes, just wildlife going crazy on people, just all kind. And then, of course, people killing each other. So we understand that this is about to take place, that Jacob's trouble is close. Egyptian is going to be against Egyptian. I'm wanting to bring to the attention of the hopeful elect, you Israelites that call upon the name of Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, who live your life according to the law, statutes, and commandments as best that you can, but your salvation is in the blood of Yahushai, in the name of Yahushai, and you lean and trust in his mercy and his grace, and you do observe the laws that you can observe, knowing that we will not be able to perfectly observe the laws until they are written in our inward parts, and he has taken full dominion over the earth. That's when the laws will be able to perfectly be administered and obeyed. But until then, he is our hope and he is our salvation. I want to present to you the possibility and the balance of some of us elect, some of us hopeful elect, some of us obedient Israelites that are trying our best in this truth, that some of us will be martyred in this, and our deaths will not be deaths of judgment, but the type of deaths that lead to the crown of life. And I want to pull this up and let me show you the precepts that I have already previously taken photos of. Hold on. I want to get that one too. Okay. So this is the attitude, right? Revelations 12:11. And they overcame him. Talking about Esau, Edom, talking about the beast system, talking about the mark, and the straight gate, the trying times during Jacob's trouble. All that's going to be all taking place, right? Even we're at the doorstep of it now. So this is a threefold championship type strategy. And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb. So that is necessary. That's absolutely required. We got to have Yahushai. His blood is what paves the way for the elect, for the hopeful elect, to have the grace to repent. And then what? And then because the blood was applied to you and you received it, right? And you confessed his name, then that opens you up to also you would also what? You would develop in this truth. And by the word of their testimony. What is our testimony? Our testimony is 100% truth. It's the doctrine. It's the voice. It's the new song that only the elect men will be able to learn how to sing and play on their harps. Revelations chapter 14. It's the song of Moses. It's the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the laws, statutes, and commandments, of the prophecies, of the dark sayings, listening to the elect, to the elder men, the elders and the apostles of the great millstone, and developing in that truth. That's the word of our testimony. So it's the blood of Yahushai, which is the new covenant, right? Which is we are hoping, we're waiting, we're in grace, moving toward the fulfillment and the fullness of that new covenant, which is the laws, statutes, commandments, and the new bodies, right? And Yahushua reigning in the earth, the northern and southern kingdom completely together, the fulfillment of Yahushua's rulership, the testimony, right? And this last part is huge. And they love not their lives unto death. And within that testimony is the understanding of the chariots and the being caught up into the clouds, because that is a very huge part of our salvation. That is how we get our new bodies. That is how we get salvation. That is how we are all transported from the four corners of the earth up into the chariots past the firmament, looking down when America is being destroyed. That's the testimony, right? But also within that testimony is this. Look, right here. This is also part of that testimony. Revelations verses 6-9. And when he had opened the fifth seal, I saw under the altar the souls of them that were slain for the word of God. What is the word? What is the word? The word is this testimony. It's the testimony. It's the 100% truth, you guys. It's the new song. So we know that this is specific. This martyrdom, and when he had opened, Revelation 6:9 is talking about a specific people group on the earth. The men and women who call upon the name of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai, who have been washed and redeemed and cleansed and forgiven because of the blood of Yahweh Shai. They have developed in this truth, in this 100% truth, this new song, and they've developed and walked in the balance of, yes, they are hoping to be beamed up in them chariots. They understand that those chariots are the host of Yahweh, and that is the method of us getting caught up into the air. But if we don't get caught up in the air and end up like this, right? And they're in a situation where they have to prove or display the fact that they don't love their lives to the point of death. And this is going to be really exercised. That last part of this precept right here in prophecy is really going to be developed and proven and tested in Jacob's trouble. Because Jacob's trouble is not about surviving. We are not going into Jacob's trouble to fight to stay alive. We're going through Jacob's trouble to be tried or purified as pure gold. That's, let me see if I can find that precept. Hold on. Let me see if I can, I believe, is it the 2/3? Is it the Zechariah? 2 parts. Salakia, give me 2 parts. 2 parts shall be, yeah. Let me see. I like the other one better. Okay, and it shall come to Zechariah 13:8, and it shall come to pass that in all the land, that's talking about Zion, Yasharallah, Jerusalem, northern and southern kingdom Israelites, the elect, scattered to the four corners of the earth. That is what this is talking about. 2 parts shall be cut off and die. That's your 2/3. That's your wicked Israelites, your rebellious Israelites, right? That's the purging. But the 1/3 shall be left therein. And what's going to happen with that 1/3? 13:9, and I shall bring the 1/3 part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai, not those false names that everyone keeps using. And I will hear them. I will say, it is my people. This is huge. And they shall say, Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai, B'Hashem Rakakodash is my power. This right here, you guys. Some of us we're gonna die, but it's part of the refining process. And some of us are gonna see. Some of us are gonna witness elect brothers and sisters die, but we ourselves won't witness. That also is part of your refining. Think about that. Witnessing a really solid brother, man. A really solid sister. One that you know their doctrine's right. You know they love Yahweh Shai. You know they're hopeful elect, man. And you witness them get taken during this time, but you're spared. Okay, that's part of your refining process. Just like them getting refined that way is part of their refining process. Let's get back to these precepts. Okay, Revelations 12:11, and they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony, and they loved not their lives unto death. Okay? Now, if you do get put in this last position where you got to stand strong and not sell out Yahweh Shai, and you stay faithful to the end, what did he say? He's going to give you a crown of life, right? Let's go back here. Revelation 6:9. And when he had opened the fifth seal, I saw under the altar the souls of them that were slain for the word of God and for the testimony which they held. Right, lines up with Revelations 12. And they cried with a loud voice, saying, "How long?" So when they end up underneath the ones that die. And when I had opened the fifth seal, I saw under the altar the souls of them that were slain. So now we go from here. This last part. Salakia, Revelations 12:11, and they love not their lives unto death. Well, where do you go? If you die like that, you end up under the altar. And when he had, which is, I believe that's a chariot as well. Yahweh, I believe, is enthroned in a chariot. And when he had opened the fifth seal, I saw under the altar the souls of them that were slain for the word of the power and for the testimony which they held. There goes that word testimony again, the new song, the 100% truth. Revelation 6:10. And they cry with a loud voice, "How long, O Lord, holy and true, dost thou not judge and avenge our blood on them that dwell on the earth," on the Edomites. Revelation 6:11. And white robes were given unto them, every one of them. And it was said unto them that they should rest yet for a little while season, until their fellow servants also, until other elect men and women, you guys. These are specific spirits. These are elect spirits, man. These are wise virgin spirits. These are people with the Thawah on their forehead, because these types of deaths aren't deaths of judgment. They're martyr deaths. They're crown of life deaths. A completely different way of going into the spirit realm. This is not done out of wrath. This is not done out of anger. You're not being judged in this form of death. You're going out with the crown of life until their fellow servants also and their brethren that should be killed as they were should be fulfilled. See, this is a holy lot that's given. All right? Look at this. Revelations 2:10. Fear none of these things. Don't fear none of this. Don't fear any of this, right? Why? Look, you're right with me. What we should fear is not being right in a position with Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai. We don't fear death. You want to fear his wrath because of your rebellion, pride, just gross disobedience. That's what you want to be afraid of. You don't want to be afraid of a martyr death, man. Revelations 2:10. This is why. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil, Esau, Edom, shall cast some of you into prison. You know that this lines up with everything we are now seeing in these videos.
To hone in on this is their actual document. It's not just someone's analysis.
That is the devil that this precept is talking about. It's talking about the rulership, the military force, the sword of Esau, Edom, the beast system. Revelations 2:10. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried. Remember that word tried? Remember? Tried is what? Right here. Zechariah 13:9. And I will bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say that Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai B'Hashem Rakakodash is my power. Right here. Fear none of those things. Back to Revelations 2:10. You see how it all links? Fear none of these things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried. And ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. In this case, being faithful to death is being faithful to Yahweh Shai. This is not a judgment death. This is a promotion death, for a lack of better words. Look at this. Psalms 116:15. Precious. It's a precious death. Precious in the sight of Yahweh Bahashem. Kal halal Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai Bahashem Rakakodash. Kal halal Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai Bahashem Rakakodash. Precious in the sight of Yahweh is the death of his saints. That's what this is right here, you guys. And you can trust that Yahweh Shai is not lying to you. He's giving the order. He's sanctioning. Look at this as a sanction. Oh my God, look at it like that. I need to hear this stuff, man. This type of death is not a death of judgment. It's not a death because of your pride, because of your rebellion, because of your past sins. You were actually found worthy to be tried this way. This type of trial, this is you coming forth. And then look, what does it say? Right here. I will bring the third part through. I will bring you through the fire and will refine them. So as he's bringing you through the fire, he's refining you as silver, and he's trying you as gold is tried. He's purifying you this one last time in the fire, and that's what this is, right? The devil shall cast some of you into prison. Well, the devil didn't do it. Yahweh did it. Yahweh controls Esau. Yahweh controls Satan on the left-hand side, and Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai controls Esau on the left-hand side. So Yahweh is bringing you through this fire. And ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. And that type of death is precious. Okay? Look at this. And I'm going to end with two elder brothers that had lessons today. Watch, this is going to be dope. This is what inspired the whole lesson. So look, this is Acts 7:54. And when they heard these things, they were cut to the heart, and they gnashed on him. This is the killing of Stephen. And they gnashed on him with their teeth. Verse 55. But he, being full of the Holy Spirit, looked up steadfastly into heaven and saw the glory of the power of the Most High, and Yahweh Shai standing at the right hand of the Most High, right? And verse 56, and said, Behold, I see the heavens opened, and the Son of Man standing on the right hand of the Most High. Verse 57, then they cried with a loud voice, and stopped their ears, and ran upon him with one accord. Verse 58, and cast him out of the city, and stoned him. They killed him with projectile rocks. And the witnesses laid down their clothes at a young man's feet whose name was Saul. Okay? And we know that all this right here, this was the Israelites killing another Israelite. But we know that the Edomites are coming for us in Jacob's trouble. And it says that right here, 2 Ezra 16:70, for there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. Verse 71, they shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. Look at this. This is the trial by fire. Remember that trial by fire? I will bring you through as gold. I will try you as silver. I will refine you as gold, and I will try you as silver. Well, when this begins, right, this is Satan casting us into prison. This is us getting the chance to not love our lives unto the point of death. Look at 72. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Look, this is straits. The straight gate, right? 73. Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as the gold in the fire. Bam, 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 bam. Now look what two elders said today. I'm going to pull up their videos. Hold on, I'll be right back. This is today. Elder Malcolm, the head of the Chicago camp, and Elder Yasharamba, the head of the Dallas camp. Look what these two gentlemen today said. This is spirit. Watch this. Watch. I'm going to be right back.
Men from the great mill.
This is today. This, you can see so today is Friday. Today's Friday, October 18th. This lesson was 5 hours ago. I think I caught it 45 minutes or a couple of minutes after he posted it. But listen to what he says just right here. And when he said this, when I heard him say that, it inspired this lesson. I had to go run some errands, and then I was literally listening to Elder Yasharamba. The very next video I watched after this one was Yasharamba. That was like an hour and a half lesson, and Yasharamba says this, man. Watch this.
Right? Who risk their lives and their freedom daily to bring out this word. Man, have you looked at the sign of the times? You see, they setting up FEMA camps, man. You know, that damn demon, Kamala Harris is seeking to set out to set people to, you know, up to hunt the prophets, man. That's what time we're in. Okay, and I stand with my mentors, my elders, you know, the apostles and the elder bishops of the great millstone, 144%, homie. All right, and to either get beamed up or laid down, whichever comes first. And Lord's will that spirit never leaves me. All right, homie. All right, and to either get beamed up or laid down, whichever comes first. And Lord's will that spirit never leaves me. All right, because they've guided me, homie. All right, and to either get beamed up or laid down, whichever comes first. And Lord's will that spirit never leaves me. All right, because they've
see, and this lesson he was doing was a response to the madness of Deacon and Assad accusing GMS again today just for sensational views. And this, I mean, I've heard all the rebukes, and every one of the rebukes was excellent, but this one, like, we don't have time right now to just be trying to get on the internet and get views. That's not what this is about, man. We got to repent. We got to get right. Literally, the fire, Jacob's trouble, the glory of Yahushua, his rulership, the most amazing time on earth and scary is approaching. And this was Elder Malcolm Ma's response to that madness. But when he said that, I was like, oh my gosh, he said both. He didn't just say beaming up. He said laid down or getting beamed up. I'm going to let it play again. He said both.
They've guided me, man. All right? And to either get beamed up or laid down, whichever comes first. And Lord's will.
And that's what it is. It's one of those two. It isn't just getting beamed up, but we believe and understand that getting beamed up is in those chariots. This is the Elder Yasharamba. I got to look at the photo. I took a photo of the minute marks because I was like, I'm going to lose it. Here we go. Hold on. Let me see. I think that's it. 15, 19, 29. So let me see. That was the first one. I missed the... So I got to fast forward to 15th. Okay, so check this out. Hold on, I'll be right back.
Okay? Because...
So right here, he's talking. And I'm telling you, man, I'm listening to this message. Literally, it was the next message I listened to after Malcolm, and I'm only 15 minutes in this message and listening to what the Elder Yasharamba says.
Things are getting ready to get crazy, and you're going to have to tap into meekness. You're going to have to tap into loving not your life unto the death. Okay? When you women who are wives tap into meekness, you're going to have to tap into loving not your life unto the death. Okay? Because things are getting ready to get crazy, and you're going to have to tap into meekness. You're going to have to tap into loving not your life unto the death. Okay? Okay? Because things are getting ready to get crazy, and you're going to have to tap into meekness. You're going to have to tap into loving not your life unto the death.
And I'm going to stop it right there. I'm going to get back to the precepts, and we're going to be done. Look, so just remember, I will bring the third part. We are hopefully that third part, right? Through the fire, and we'll refine them as silver. So as we are going through Jacob's trouble, we are being purified. Jacob's trouble is not about surviving like the Edomites want to try to survive. We know that Yahushua is coming. We know that we're at the end of Esau's rulership. We know that he's going to be on the earth acting like a madman. We know that 2/3 of our people are going to be dropping like flies. And millions of Edomites are also going to be dying. We don't care about that, right? we will see, we will witness some of our elect brothers, or we will hear about some of our elect brothers passing through the fire to the point of death, because they love not their lives to the point of death. And we got to understand through the wisdom and the stability of our time being, that we understood what these precepts said and how they said it, that we are going to go through the fire, and we're going to be refined as silver is refined, and we're going to be tried as silver is tried, right? We're going to be tried as silver is tried, but the end result, right? And they overcame him by the blood. We're going to overcome this way, right? And we're going to trust in Yahweh's voice. Fear none of those things. Revelations 2:10. Fear none of these things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall come, shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. We're going to go through the straight gate, man. Be thou faithful, like the wise virgin that you are, unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. Just like Susanna in the Apocrypha, when those two wicked Israelites approached her and told her, if you let us penetrate you, you will live. But if you refuse and cry out, like the law says, we will bear false witness against you and say that we saw you with a man. And she chose death. She said, no, I can't give in to what you guys say. I got to do what the law says. And she cried out, and she opened up her mouth. What is that? That's the testimony. That's also confession is made unto salvation. And what did Yahweh do with the angel? He sent the angel to stir up that prophet, that young prophet, and the young prophet was like, nah, there's something wrong about this. And he separated the two wicked men, and he asked them the same question, and they both gave a different answer. He found them out to be wicked and liars, and she was saved, just like the word of God, just like the promise was made to the wife, the virgin. He kept his faithfulness to her. Yahweh is going to do the same thing. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. It's beaming up into the chariots, and it's martyr deaths, you guys. It's not just beaming up. It's both. I pray this was edifying. This is your brother, Radah. I want to give double honors to Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai, B'Hashem Rakakadash, and I give double honors to the elders and apostles whom I learned from, and a shalom to the hopefully elect man taking this truth to the four corners of the earth, bidding the elect Israelites to the marriage supper of the Lamb, who is Yahweh Shai. This is your brother Radah. Shalom.